Yo, what up? All right. We got another one from CMTOWN and Clangers TV. And this is bad movies. Bad movies. Yeah. There's a lot of those out there. A lot of bad movies. A lot of bad movies for different reasons. Bad acting, bad, everything else. Horrible actors, just bad writing. It's a lot of maybe just bad everything. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bad movies. CMTOWN. Let's go.
You know what I watched recently? Was Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
That's a good ass movie, dude.
You like it because it has magic, right?
I love magic.
I haven't seen it.
Stuff.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
It's good. You should watch
Have
it.
you seen Showdown in Little Tokyo?
No.
It's a very
Same-
funny
is it
movie. Not even
Same movie?
No, it's a different movie. It's Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren.
Are you sure that's not the same movie?
It's Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren, and they play like Asian task force police on the LAPD.
All right, say it. Asian Task Force.
So
Hell yeah,
yeah.
dude.
So like the
Okay.
the LAPD has like a section just for dealing
Special
with
Chinese
with
division.
just for dealing with Asian criminals.
Karate division.
Yeah, but there's all this like, I mean, the movie's hilarious, but they get some yakuza guy, and he's in, and like Dolph Lundgren knows everything about the Asian gangs or whatever. So there's like a yakuza guy in like the interrogation box, and he's left for alone for a second, and Dolph Lundgren sees the guy by himself, and he's like, shit. And he starts running in the room. They're like, what? What is it? And the guy just takes his own head and breaks his own neck.
What the
While
heck?
being like voluntarily detained.
Yeah.
Just question about something.
That fucking
What the
rocks,
heck?
dude.
Yeah.
Damn, Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Mm.
That's awesome.
Oh, I know
They just
him.
named the movie that.
I've seen
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. Jumped over a car. What the heck? Spider-Man.
I did most of my movie watching in my life when I was 20, and I remember like getting Papa John's and drinking like 13 beers, being like, "Man, movies rock." Knowing about obscure shit like this and being able to bring it up drunk instead of having a personality, it rules. Did you ever see Gymkata?
No.
Gymkata is this fucking dog shit movie that I would get high and watch and then show other people because it's so bad.
Right.
And then they would be like, "I can't believe how bad this movie is."
Right.
And I've watched it probably like 15 times.
What's
you
it
show it
about?
to people.
Because I would show it to people. It was filmed in the 80s. The premise is, and they took the real life guy from the Olympics who was like the American gold medalist gymnast. And it's supposed to be like a star vehicle for him. But the U.S. government approaches him. He has a different name in the movie.
It's like gymnastics karate.
Gymnastics karate.
Oh.
So the U.S. government approaches him.
His assignment, a secret mission for the United States government. His only weapon, himself.
There's a country called Parmistan that has a,
Nice.
there's a
Nice.
country called Parmistan that has a game every year, which is just a big obstacle course, and no one in 200 years has ever won the game. But if the U.S. government wants him to win the game, and if he does, the king of Parmistan will grant any request, and their request is to set up like a satellite fucking missile base to
Cool.
threaten the Soviet Union with in Parmistan.
So it's like Ninja Warrior.
And then but they need him to do it. But he's like, the only skill he has is gymnastics, so he needs to learn karate. And this is all in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Because for the next 2 months, you're going to toughen your mind and your body. It's going to make your Olympic training look like finger painting.
So he learns karate from literally, it's just a Chinese guy with one line of dialogue that has a fucking hawk on his shoulder. And then like a Mr. T knockoff, and he's just like on monkey bars
That's
to a
awesome.
montage of him like doing karate, and he's like, and then also the king of Parmistan's daughter is there, the princess of Parmistan,
Uh-oh.
who I guess
Nice.
is working with the U.S. government.
She hot.
She's a different race than her father, who's played by like an old Jewish man. Awesome. And she's Thai.
That rocks.
Yeah, and then so
The princess will come around. Interesting background. Her mother was Indonesian.
like he, you know. Now that I'm saying all this, I'm like, fuck, I should rewatch Gymkata.
Yeah, dude, I'm trying to watch
it,
that.
dude.
That
Now,
sounds awesome.
now it's happened again, but
Hey, wait.
What she's saying is, don't trust anybody.
so the daughter's like helping him, sort of. I mean, it's not like the movie is like, it just makes zero sense,
Right,
You know,
right.
and so she's like. Again, this is the first 5 minutes before he's gone to Parmistan, because then he has to go to Turkey and sneak into the country, and he's immediately being pursued by assassins, and that's not
Awesome.
really explained why.
Awesome.
And then he gets to the country, and then the obstacle course is like, for a while he's just in the woods, and then but it's a lot of like just gymnastics and karate, and he's fighting ninjas, and then there's a guy who's like a bodybuilder
That was a
that's
slow
also
kick.
a contestant, but he's friends with the king.
Oh.
And then he ends up in some like town that's just filled with mentally ill people.
So the game is just you're going through the woods. What?
Yeah, he's just running around in the woods doing karate.
How do you win?
You have to be
You gotta
the
get to the
last
end.
person that doesn't die.
Oh, it's like the Hunger Games.
Oh, they
wow.
Yeah, and everyone's died.
That's got everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Movie, that sounds awesome. And
What was that race car movie we watched?
hold on,
one
when he
time?
wins, does he like swerve at the end and ask for something else?
I can't remember because I would always just get
Feels like you must.
no, I would get trashed every time I put the movie on, and like by the time he ends up to the you know what, I might not have seen past the part where he because I swear to God, literally it was like drinking. Let's
I
watch
believe you.
Gymkata.
Yeah. I definitely believe you.
And it gets real hazy after the scene where they're in that town with the mentally ill people.
Well, it sounds like we gotta finish Gymkata.
Yeah.
You must understand. She's mine.
It's not over yet. So put your hardware back in your pants.
One time, I think maybe we were on drugs, but you put on the Sylvester Stallone race car movie. Do you remember that?
Yeah, Driven.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, that
That was
movie's
a movie?
hilarious.
It's so funny.
Yeah, that one's
I don't
great too.
remember
Yeah, you know, you gotta drive the way you drive. You gotta have the steering wheel. Yeah, it's a whole mentality.
You got 4 wheels.
Bullshit. Yeah, he's just like
Wheels, and then you got on the ground, and you got street.
he's an F1 driver, and like his move is like he always hums to stay. You know, they're like listening in on the radio. He's like, they're like, "What's he doing?" And like, that's how he focuses.
Incredible.
Sounds like humming.
Why is he humming? Just some crazy thing he does when he's pushing close to the edge.
He's
humming?
Yeah, he's just humming. They're like, yeah, that's his thing. That's his signature. That's how he stays. But he's just doing like fucking like hot laps or whatever around the track. It's not racing, and they're like blown away by how good he is at drive. But like, he's a professional driver. I can't imagine anyone working at that level would be like, wow, this guy's really good at the job. He's paid a bunch of money to do.
Right.
Because when he's on, he's one of the best you'll ever see. You just sit back and watch.
And so he throws out like a dime on the fucking track.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
then picks it up with the tire on the next one, next
awesome.
lap
It's
around.
a cool trick.
And because you can turn on a dime.
You can literally turn on the That's awesome.
It might have been a quarter, but I mean, it's still like, yeah, that one's due for a rewatch.
You'll slide over, snatch him up with the back one, and not lose a millisecond of speed. No, there's no way you can do that. You don't want to bet me.
Because the ones I try to think about movies that I saw when I was like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
That even at that age, I'm like, this is fucking
This
stupid.
is one of the dumbest things I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
right. Because if at
I
that
don't
age
even
it
remember
sticks
this
out in
movie.
your mind, then you know it's a real piece of shit.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Lay it out, Jimmy. Lay it out.
You better win this thing. Win it. Or you're gonna look like a damn fool.
There's a movie I used to watch too that was almost as dumb as Gymkata called Inner Zone. It's this like Italian Mad Max clone.
Fuck yeah.
But then it's also like Stalker kind of. But there's like a fucking forbidden zone that you can't go into.
Oh yeah.
and this guy has to go into the zone, and then like it opens up at this Russian roulette scene, but it's like this underground cave where people are drinking poison.
Hell yeah.
It's this game where you just take shots of like maybe it's poison. Maybe there's this guy that's like the best at the drinking poison
That
game.
rocks.
And
Which there's no skill. He just keeps getting lucky.
Yeah.
Or he's cheating.
Yeah, something like that. He's like a bounty hunter, but he has to go into the zone, and the zone's controlled by these like these monks. But like one's Chinese, one's just like a middle-aged black guy, and it's a white guy, and they all like communicate telepathically.
Unite your mental forces together, brothers. That will protect the treasure, which will in turn protect the interzone.
So you just hear them, they don't, like their mouths don't move, they just fucking like, you just hear VO of them like thinking to each other.
That's awesome.
I am tired. I feel that my time is almost over.
And again, this is another movie I would watch very drunk. So I got details hazy, but I remember one of the monks' names is Panasonic.
Panasonic, please come here.
I am here, General.
I gotta watch bad movies again.
Yeah.
I miss it. Life was so much simpler.
Oh, you sucked my dick.
Just getting very stoned and watching awful movies.
Here we go. Here's the plot of Interzone. A supernaturally gifted monk, Panasonic, is sent
incredible.
on a mission by his dying master, General Electric.
No, shut up.
To protect the Interzone, the last fertile region left on a post-apocalyptic
Oh,
Earth,
okay, cool.
against an invading gang of wasteland
General
raiders.
Electric.
Along the way, Panasonic is helped by Swan, a roguish road warrior who seeks a rumored treasure hidden within the Interzone, and Tara, an attractive slave girl who Swan falls in love with. The raiders are meanwhile led by Mantis, a female bodybuilder dominatrix, and her sadistic partner, Balkazan. After the defeat of the raiders, Swan locates the treasure, which is revealed to be a fallout shelter turned archive of some of mankind's greatest achievements. Within her various items such as books, sculptures, paintings, along with Panasonic brand video cassette recorder that plays a final message from those who preserve the artifacts before the apocalypse.
You've got to be kidding me.
No.
Is it a tie-in with the Panasonic Corporation?
But yeah, I mean, that's why the monk's name is Panasonic, because the monks are ancient monks, but they get their names from the bullshit that's in the Fallout.
Before the bomb.
Yeah.
Is there one named Cock Pump?
There's a guy named Rabbit Dildo.
Yeah.
Don't trust anybody, right? Sometimes you just gotta take a chance.
The cringe is unbearable. Too much cringe. Man. Yeah, bad movies. Bad movies. Like I said, there are a lot of bad movies. You don't have to go back to the past to find any bad movies. You could look to some movies that came out last weekend. There's always bad movies. But I think like we've seen over the last few videos with CMTOWN, like movies from like the 90s or the childhood movies, you watch them now and they're kind of cringe. They are kind of cringe. Does that make them bad movies? I don't know. Maybe not. Like Blank Check. Is Blank Check a bad movie? Because it was kind of cringy. For a 90s movie, it's probably, it was a decent 90s movie. But then, you fast forward 20, 30 years, it's a little cringy. But does that make it a bad movie? I don't know. I guess bad movies are bad. Just, you could tell in a bad movie. Like, all those movies were bad movies. Like, the low production value, you know what I'm saying? You got, like, it just looked bad. Like, I don't know what the monks... What was that? Interscope? Was that the name of it? Interscope? Like, why even waste time? I don't understand. But Nick's right. Sometimes bad movies can be entertaining. like what's that movie, The Disaster Artist? You know, but it was based off of, I forgot his name. Tommy, was it Tommy Wiseau? Is that his name? The dude that made the bad movie for The Disaster Artist. It's a bad movie. You can have a good time watching bad movie. Get some drink, get some liquor. Have a real good time. But yeah.